always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Hello and welcome to GSMC Entertainment Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Cynthia, your sick host, by the way. Ooh, I cannot believe I'm sick, and we are on, I don't even know what day we're in now in 2020, but you know, New Year's did me dirty, and now I'm sitting here all plugged up. But it's okay because I feel a lot better today, and I'm so excited to finally release the first podcast for the entertainment episode of 2020 for the new year, for the new decade. That's insane that we're in an entirely new decade, 2020s. Super random, by the way. What do you call the is it the 2010s? Is that how we're saying it? Like, oh, in the era of the 2010s? You know, do you guys get what I'm saying? Anyways, but I hope you all had a fantastic new year, a safe one, by the way. I was actually in the Bay Area, California. I was celebrating one of my best friend's birthday. She's a New Year's baby. So for us, every New Year's, it's more of a birthday celebration rather than celebrating the new year because we're celebrating her birthday, and it just happens to fall on the biggest party day of the year, or party night. So that was pretty chill, low key. We decided to stay in, save some money because, if you go out on New Year's, Ubers are like an arm and a leg. They charge you like $50 just to drive you 10 miles down the road. But I can't complain because it's better to be safe than sorry. So it was a pretty good New Year's for me. Run it in pretty quietly with my good group of friends. The only sucky part is that I got sick, and a couple other of my friends in our group also got sick from New Year's, but theirs was on New Year's Day. I didn't get sick, which is so typical, right? Like most people are hungover or sick on New Year's Day, but mine didn't hit till that Saturday. So I believe that was the 3rd. So I've been out, which is why I haven't been able to upload an episode, but here I am. So if you guys can just get past like the nasally sound of me right now and just really hone into the words I'm saying, I would greatly appreciate that. So let's just get past the stuffinies here that you're listening to. And we got a few exciting things to cover. 2020, we're barely like a week and a half in, and a lot of things have already gone on from the start of the year. And one of those being the Golden Globes 2020. This was the 77th annual Golden Globes Awards ceremony, and it took place this past Sunday, January 5th at the Beverly Hilton Hotel near Hollywood. Of course, the Golden Globes has to be taking place in LA. LA is the land of TV, cinema. What other place than Hollywood, right? And the host of the show was stand-up comedian Ricky Gervais, and he opened the ceremony with an 8-minute monologue. And this monologue was pretty iconic. It hit number 3 trending video on YouTube at one point. And he's pretty much just roasting the richest and most prestigious actors and actresses in America, which is quite hilarious. I'm pretty sure this video had more views than the actual award ceremony itself. I've never been to an award ceremony. I'm not a celebrity, so why would I get invited to those types of events? But I have heard through the grapevine that they're very boring and very long. So I'm pretty sure they have to be drunk. At the Golden Globes, they were all sitting at tables drinking champagne. So of course they had to get a bus to get through that 3-hour long, award ceremony. And especially I was just thinking, if you're nominated for an award and you lose, then you have to like sit there and listen to your opponent give like a 5-minute speech on, thanking their long list of people. So it's like, why not just get a buzz and get through the night? So that's one of the many jokes that Ricky Gervais was mentioning during his 8-minute monologue. And I'll mention in just a few short minutes some of the funny little comments he was making during his monologue, but it was pretty impressive. If you guys want to go watch it, it's on YouTube. You can literally just type Golden Globes 2020, and that's going to be probably one of the first top 3 videos that will pop up, because I guarantee you his monologue had more views than the actual award ceremony itself. And he was speaking facts throughout the entire 8-minute monologue. And it's just comical. I mean, one of his jokes were how every time a celebrity wins an award and they go up on stage and they're about to give their acceptance speech, how, most of the time they use that moment right there during their speech to shed light on an existing issue such as climate change, racial injustices, or whatever the case may be. And it was funny because he was saying, if you win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. So he's saying, no, you are in no place or in no position to lecture the public about anything, nothing that goes on in the real world. And it was hilarious because when he was mentioning this, the camera would pan from him onto the crowd. And, you got like big name celebrities. You got Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, you have Antonio Banderas sitting there, you have J-Lo, Beyonce and Jay-Z, even though they're not really actors, but they 1000% to be sitting there because they're like the king and queen of America. But anyways, so you got all these like A-list celebrities sitting there, and it's funny because the camera pans from Ricky Gervais to them, and they are like, some of them are like half cackling. Some of them are like straight faced. There was one where they panned it to Tom Hanks, and he's like looking down on the floor because that's exactly what he was meaning to use. I mean, he was going to win an award that night anyway. So he already had a speech, prepared, but it was just funny because half of the group were not laughing and the other half were cackling. So, I mean, he was definitely hitting some truths there, but it's just funny. I mean, I don't really mind when celebrities give, during their acceptance speeches, they start to bring some political aspects to it. Not too political though. Just on like environmental changes or whatever the case may be. Some even talk about like sex trafficking. So I think it's I like when celebrities use their platform for good and shed light on issues that maybe not everybody, is educated on or have listened to. Even Ellen DeGeneres, when she was accepting her award, she, very quickly spoke about the Australian fires and how her heart goes to the victims and those suffering from the fires. So, I mean, I personally don't mind, but Ricky Gervais was poking fun at them, saying, you are in no position to talk about that. You are celebrities. You know nothing about the real world. You know nothing about real people and their problems, regular people and their problems, which I get where he's coming from, because celebrities really don't understand the everyday struggles of a regular schmegler person like myself. Okay. So I just thought it was funny. And then he even called out this one, it definitely made some people a little squeamish in their seats, which I live for. I think it's so funny. There's something, I feel like a lot of us regular people, we have some type of fetish, like a weird fetish when people poke fun at rich people, because how he mentioned, they have no idea about what goes on in the real world, just about what they read and write. And he called out how oftentimes during these award shows and award ceremonies, people of color are often left out or they're snubbed from categories, which is absolutely true. But he jokingly said, we were going to do an in memoriam here tonight, but when we saw the list, it wasn't diverse enough, which I thought was so funny. But again, when the camera panned to the actors and actresses in the audience, they were definitely not laughing. Definitely did not think that was comical. I mean, that's funny. a list of dead people, and he even said like, oh, it was majority white, so I couldn't do it tonight. Like, I mean, he even said in the beginning of his speech, like, this is all jokes, it's all laughs, like, no reason to be super serious. So, I mean, I have a good sense of humor, so I was like cracking up during his 8-minute monologue, but I know some viewers are a little more sensitive and were probably watching it like, oh, he's taking it too far. That's what a joke is. Like, everybody gets made fun of, okay? And so again, go watch his 8-minute monologue. It's on YouTube. It's trending. Not sure if it's still trending at the moment. Last time I saw, it was number 4 on YouTube, but still, to be trending on YouTube is pretty major. And moving a little away from Ricky Gervais's 8-minute monologue, I want to kind of get into other comical moments of the night, which there have been many jokes and memes circling around Twitter about how Beyonce and Jay-Z showed up an hour late to the event and with their own bottle of champagne. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, why is this entertainment? Why is this important? Is because the Golden Globes, this year's Golden Globes 2020, was sponsored by Moet. Okay. And Moet is a brand of champagne, and they brought instead their Ace of Spades bottle of champagne. So they showed up an hour late, almost saying like, they're like the celebrities of the celebrities, right? Like when other celebrities see Beyonce and Jay-Z, they get starstruck even. Like, oh my God, that's Beyonce and Jay-Z. You feel me? Like that's how successful this dynamic duo is. And it's just so funny how they show up to these events. Like, we are like so up there. We don't even show up. We don't even need to show up on time, which I think it's funny. And the fact that they came with their own champagne bottle to an event that's sponsored by a champagne company is so petty of them, I feel like. And on Beyonce's Instagram, she posted just a few short hours ago, she posted a slideshow of like her gorgeous gown, right? She had these like roughly gold sleeves, so large, probably to like send a sign to people like, don't talk to me, don't come near me. And she even, in that slideshow, she even posted a picture of the Ace of Spades bottle within her slideshow. So I just love how they're so petty without really needing to say anything. Like, she just posts pictures and like people understand her message, and that's just the power that Beyonce has. And on that note, we're going to take our first quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to share with you guys some of the winners of the 2020 Golden Globes Awards show.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm the CEO and founder of Sober Recovery Center. If you're struggling with alcohol, meth, heroin, pills, we can help you. We treat you in a way that's going to help you want to stay and want to do it. Sometimes people think that there isn't any hope, and yet there is. We don't give up on people. That's what makes us different.
Call SOBA now and get the help you need at 866-547-6451.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Hello and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. Right before the break, I was sharing with you guys some of the comical moments that I found funny during the 2020 Golden Globes Awards show, such as Beyonce and Jay-Z, their level of pettiness, bringing their own champagne bottle to an event that's sponsored by champagne and Ricky Gervais's 8-minute monologue. Again, go check that out on YouTube. I promise you will not be disappointed. And now more talk about the 2020 Golden Globes Awards show. I will now be discussing with you guys. I didn't pull every single winner for the night because it would just be too long. So I just pulled some of the winners who stood out to me, who I thought it was important to mention in today's podcast. So let's get into it. So some of the winners of this year's 2020 Golden Globes Awards show is for Best Motion Picture Drama, awarded to the movie 1917, which this one was shocking to me. It beat the Joker. Now, I know all of you Joker fans get what I'm saying, how shocking this is, because Joker was phenomenal, and I'm going to make a very out there statement. Joker's not only probably one of the best movies that was released in 2019, but probably one of the most dynamic and chilling movies that was released in the decade of the 2010s. All right. I know that's a very statement to make, but I'm making it and I stand by it because that's how phenomenal Joker is. That movie is. And if you haven't gotten a chance to watch it, you must. All right. You absolutely must. You will not be disappointed. It's not super Joker, I want people to understand, to the ones who have not seen it, is not like your typical Marvel movie or like your other Batman and Robin movies. Like, it's not super action type film, but it's more deals with the psychological aspect of how Joker came about, his transition from being a mentally ill citizen of society into this, killer. And it's such an awesome movie. And that's why it was shocking to me to see that 1917 beat the Joker, because I felt like the Joker really did something. And 1917, again, this is all just opinion based. 1917 for me didn't do too much. Like, it's just another typical war crime film. And I was really surprised that I'm not surprised it got nominated because it was a good movie, but I'm surprised that it won for that category, especially beating the Joker for Best Motion Picture Drama. Again, this is just my opinion. But it's okay, because who was awarded for Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama was awarded to Joaquin Phoenix, who played the Joker. So at least that made me happy, because I'm like, if he didn't win for that category, then I really would have just turned off my TV and stopped watching the Golden Globes. Because I'm like, his performance in Joker was superb, like absolutely amazing. Even during Joaquin Phoenix's acceptance speech at the Golden Globes, go watch it on YouTube if you haven't. He never breaks out of character. Like, he literally is the Joker. He's so deep in that Joker role, even when he was up on stage accepting his award, like just his mannerisms and the way he was like, and like rubbing his face, and like he still kind of had that grungy look, and then his ice blue eyes, like it was chilling. I felt like when I was watching that specific moment during the awards show, I felt like this is a scene from the Joker, literally. And especially for those who have already seen the movie and you know what moment I'm talking about during his acceptance speech, and you understand what I'm talking about. Like, he literally is the Joker. He embodies that character so well. And it was crazy because I'm like, I feel like I'm watching a scene from the movie. Like, I'm just waiting for him to, like, I know it sounds like terrible because this is not a scene from the movie, but I was like waiting for him to like bust out a gun and like start shooting or something, which is like absolutely terrible. Like, I can't believe I said that out loud, but I did. But that's how in character he is with the Joker. Like, I'm so glad he won that award for Best Performance by an Actor, because he absolutely deserves it. And again, go watch the Joker. I'm a fan. I know I'm pushing it so far, or so hard. And then for Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture Drama was awarded to Renee Zellweger for her performance in Judy. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen the movie Judy, and that's because I didn't see a lot of promo for the film. I did see the trailer, but there wasn't a lot of promotion for the film. So that one was another one that confused me a little bit for best performance by an actress. And I haven't really, I haven't seen her name in a while, Renee Zellweger. So it was, refreshing to see her up there. And then for best director was awarded to Sam Mendes for directing the film 1917, which makes sense. He won best director, and then best motion picture drama was awarded to the movie 1917. So how can you award the film to be the best but not award the director? Like, hello, he's the one who directed the film. So it makes sense that he, got awarded for best director. I feel like I said director so many times within that sentence. I'm sorry. And then for best animated motion picture was awarded to Missing Link, which Missing Link ended up beating out Frozen 2, The Lion King, and Toy Story 4. Missing Link I haven't seen. It looks like a really cute movie. I like the concept. I feel like there hasn't been an animated film that kind of is even similar to that. So I haven't seen it, but I'm intrigued. I am surprised it did beat out Frozen 2, The Lion King, and Toy Story 4. But I feel like the Golden Globes probably did this and wanted to award an animated film that wasn't Disney, because Disney, I feel like, just always takes all the awards. So they kind of wanted to switch it up and not give it to, you feel me, another Disney movie. So it makes sense, but best animated motion picture to Missing Link. Now, the Carol Burnett Award. This award is given to those for outstanding contributions to television on and off screen. And what better person to hand over the Carol Burnett Award than to Miss Ellen DeGeneres? I mean, Ellen, I'm a fan of Ellen. I used to religiously watch her TV show Monday through Friday, 3 p.m., right when I got off school. I don't have cable anymore, so I don't keep up with her daily shows, but I do sometimes see on social media kind of, all the amazing giveaways that she tends to do on her show. And she's been in the game for 17 years, people, and there's a reason why. People love her. She's relatable. She's funny. She's personable, genuine. I mean, when you watch her show, I feel like I'm literally there. And I mean, what better person to honor the Carol Burnett Award than to Ellen DeGeneres. She has done amazing work on and off screen. She's given to many charities, and not even just charities. I mean, when she finds stories on social media, she brings those people in and gives them cash for those in need. She's always just reaching out and sending out positive, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's so millennial, but sending out positive vibes to everybody. But she's really just a ray of sunshine. That's really how I feel about Ellen DeGeneres. So I'm very happy that she got awarded the Carol Burnett Award. And then for the final award I'll be announcing here for the 2020 Golden Globes is the Cecile B. DeMille Award. This is awarded for outstanding contributions to the world of entertainment. So to the overall world of entertainment, and the Cecile B. DeMille Award was given to Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks. I hope he continues to produce and act on movies and on films for the next 50 years. I mean, he did seem, this is not to sound rude. Hopefully I don't sound rude, but I forget sometimes, I'm in my mid-20s, and all these actors and actresses I grew up watching on my TV screen, and I have this picture of them I see on TV, and then when I see them in real life, or in this case in the awards show, and how they've aged, I forget as I'm aging, these people are aging too. So I love Tom Hanks, and his acceptance speech as well was very sweet. He choked up a little bit when he started talking about his family and how grateful and blessed he is. He even said, I'm blessed just to even have my family here and my 5 kids. So I love Tom Hanks. Every movie that he's in, I feel like I'm never disappointed. Forrest Gump, one of my faves. And even Toy Story, like he's the voice for Woody, for those of you who don't know. And every time I hear him speak, like I can't get that image of Woody out because when he speaks, it's literally Woody from Toy Story. So I'm glad that he was awarded the Cecil B. DeMille Award. And again, I'm a fan of Tom Hanks. And I hope that all of these actors and actresses have the stamina and the energy to continue to create amazing film for the next 50 plus years. I know that may not be doable for everybody. Like even Meryl Streep, she does not age, okay? That lady, she is immortal, okay? But so many amazing actors and actors and TV writers that were in attendance at the 2020 Golden Globes. And I thank them for, for providing a fun world of entertainment and cinema. And I can't wait for this decade and what they have in store for us. And I'm going to cut into another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to move away from award show talk and I'm going to dive into festival lineups.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hello and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. And as I previously mentioned in the previous segment, we are moving away from talk show. What am I talking about right now? Oh my God. Can you guys tell I'm sick? I'm foggy, okay? I'm like, my judgment's not all the way there, okay, right now. We are moving away from Golden Globes. All right. We're going to get into festival lineup. Super exciting, especially for all my festival junkies. You're going to want to listen up to this. We're going to talk about some of my top artists that are performing at Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Bottle Rock. They all just announced their lineups within like the past week or so. So I'm like, I have to talk about it in today's episode. And let's first talk about Coachella, because I feel out of those three, that's the most mainstream, that's the largest one, the most hyped one. So I have to touch on it. I need to get into it, all right? So Coachella this year, it's only 3 months away. It's going to come by quick. 3 months away. It's a 3-day, 2-weekend event for those of you who are not aware. And this year it's taking place Weekend 1, April 10th through 12th, and then Weekend 2, April 17th through the 19th. The top 3 headliners for both weekends are Rage Against the Machine for day 1, Travis Scott for day 2, and Frank Ocean for day 3. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Coachella, usually for day 3, the top headliner, that's like their biggest headliner for the whole festival. And I'm gonna be straight with y'all. I'm surprised that Frank Ocean was the top headliner for day 3. That's kind of the person they want to leave the festival with the bang, because day 3 top headliner is the very last person who's performing for the weekend. And Frank Ocean, like I like Frank Ocean. I used to listen to him a lot more, I'd say like in high school, but I haven't really kept up with his latest music, which I know he's released some projects within the last 5 years, and I know so many people who are hyped about him on Twitter. Everyone, like that line for Frank Ocean, you're probably not going to be able to see him for like miles. He's going to, probably the entire festival is going to be there to see him. And Travis Scott, that's an exciting one. I actually, when I went to Coachella the year of 2017, so almost 3 years ago, and I saw Travis Scott live. I'm not sure if he was a top headliner, but he was up there and he was pretty good. The crowd that he attracts, they're crazy, all right? The people who go to see Travis Scott's set, they are crazy, all right? I can't keep up. A lot of like mosh pits. They kind of scare me, to be honest, so I try to stay away. I try not to when I go to like a festival, I try not to immerse myself too much in the center because people are just so crazy. Like if you're a festival junkie and goer, then you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to list also some of the top hip hop and R&B artists on the Coachella lineup. Some of my favorites. Hopefully they're your favorites as well. And mine include Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my goodness, I love her. Megan Thee Stallion, Big Sean, City Girls, 21 Savage, DaBaby, Summer Walker, Lil Uzi Vert, Daniel Caesar, and Ari Lennox. I love all of them. They're all going to be so hyped, so good. And other top artists include, these are not really hip hop or R&B, but they're still top favorites. Calvin Harris, Flume, Jai Wolf, Carly Rae Jepsen, Lil Nas X, and Louis the Child. So overall, I think the lineup is pretty fire. I love how diverse it is, and that's really why I like, Coachella, because I get introduced to many different types of music. I'm more of a R&B and hip hop head. That's more my style of music. So I love going into Coachella and, immersing myself into different music scenarios in which I wouldn't typically put myself in. And I just love Coachella. I love the vibe, and I'm so sad I'm not going this year. All my friends are going. So I'm going to have to block everybody for the weekend, for those 2 Coachella weekends, because I'm going to be feeling major FOMO. Okay. I hate feeling left out. So I'm going to have to block all my friends who are going. I'm literally the only one who's not going. So it's fine though. I'm being an adult. I'm saving money. Got to take care of my adult responsibilities, but it's fine. It's good. I'll survive. So overall, I want you guys to let me know in the comments, if you are going to Coachella, who are your top artists? Who are your favorite performers that you'll be seeing live at this year's Coachella 2020? And also let me know what weekend you're going if you are planning to go. And so that's the pretty much gist of Coachella weekend 2020. I will definitely make an episode covering Coachella in April once it all goes down. So stay tuned for that. And I'm moving on to Bonnaroo. So Bonnaroo, for those of you who don't know, because I'm going to be honest with y'all, this is the first time I heard about Bonnaroo. It got introduced to me by my other co-host. We do the music podcast together. So if you guys want to go check that one out, we talk about some of these festival artists and lineups on there. So Bonnaroo, this festival is located in Manchester, Tennessee, about 60 miles outside of Nashville, and it takes place in Great Stage Park, which is a huge 700-acre farm in Tennessee. And this year is the 19th annual music festival, which will be held closer during the summertime, June 11th through the 14th. And Bonnaroo, I looked at their lineup and I'm pretty impressed with their lineup as well. This year, some of the top billed artists, headliners performing at Bonnaroo 2020 are Lizzo, Tool, Tame Impala, I hope I'm saying that right, Tame Impala, Lana Del Rey, and Miley Cyrus. And something super cool about this year's Bonnaroo lineup is that Lizzo, she has been announced as the first ever female headliner at Bonnaroo, which is absolutely amazing. Lizzo is already making history into the new year. But I'm just kind of like, How is she? You guys have been in the game. This is about to be your 19th annual festival, and you have not hired or booked a female headliner. I don't understand, but you know what? At least we are progressing. We are making moves because females are the wave and we are taking over. And other top headliners or major hip hop artists on the lineup, Megan Thee Stallion again, DaBaby, Kevin Gates, Young Thug. Some of these are also performing at Coachella. So as you can see, Megan Thee Stallion, she is in high demand. That girl is killing it. And a couple of the top electronic music producers and DJs who will also be performing at Bonnaroo are Troy Boy and Flume. And so overall, I'm pretty impressed with the lineup. I feel like it's extremely relevant to who's hot right now, what's hot right now, what are people listening to, what are people playing, what's the radio playing. So Bonnaroo, I definitely would want to consider going to Bonnaroo for June. I mean, the lineup is pretty fire. It's not as expensive as Coachella. It's not as mainstream. Like I said, I never heard of Bonnaroo until like earlier this week. I'm being honest, but I'm pretty impressed. Again, let me know in the comments if you've attended Bonnaroo. What are your tips for, trying to get ready for this festival? So Coachella and Bonnaroo, check. Now for the final festival lineup I'll be announcing here. This one's more local. I feel like this festival is more known for Northern California residents, and it's called Bottle Rock. So if you're out of state of California, you probably have never heard of Bottle Rock. It's located in Napa, California. So we're based here in the Sacramento area where I'm recording. So from us, it's about an hour away. So many people in my region have heard, or many have attended Bottle Rock, and definitely more low key. Bottle Rock started in 2013 as a 5-day festival that focused primarily on Napa wineries. So it's not super into the music. It's more, showcasing the wine, because Napa Valley, for those of you who don't know or who, never been to California, Napa Valley, their wineries are world famous. So many people come and tour the winery here. And it's crazy that I'm only an hour away from it. And Bottle Rock appeals to a generally older demographic. So you definitely can expect to see like your parents attending, and it's not weird. It's not as fashion forward either as Coachella. Coachella is more like, you can walk in a G-string and no one's going to judge you. If you do that at Bottle Rock, you will be judged. Also because you're not in the desert. I mean, Napa Valley is generally cooler weather, so people are like in cute coats or whatever. But Bottle Rock, some of their top headliners are Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dave Matthews, Miley Cyrus, and Anderson .Paak. I love Anderson .Paak. So this festival, Bottle Rock, I would suggest to someone who wants to try their first festival. Maybe Coachella might be like too intense. So I would suggest doing Bottle Rock. And with Bottle Rock, the cool thing about it is that you can also buy a day pass, just a 1-day pass. So if you don't want to do the 2, I think it's 2 or 3 days now. If you don't want to go for the whole weekend, you can just choose which day you want to go and then pay it's around $100 for a day pass. So that's pretty convenient for those who don't want to party hard all weekend. And there's definitely how I can describe Bottle Rock to those who have never heard it. It feels like the last stop before the casino circuit festival, if you get what I'm saying. Like I said, this generally appeals to the older demographic. So it's like, okay, let's go to this festival and then we're going to go to the casino. So that's kind of, the vibe of this low key festival. But there are still, a lot of the younger kids still go to Bottle Rock. And I feel like Bottle Rock is definitely more kid friendly. Like you definitely wouldn't see someone like seizing up in the corner. Like in Coachella when I went, oh my goodness, like I am scarred. I saw so many people like sick, throwing up in the corner of a palm tree, seizing up. So Coachella is definitely more hardcore. People definitely, are elevated on substances, whereas with Bottle Rock, it's more low key. People are sipping on beer, sipping on wine, really just enjoying the music and the art that the festival has to offer. You feel me? So that's going to wrap up today's episode. We covered a lot. We did, the Golden Globe, some of my favorite moments from the 2020 Golden Globe Awards. I covered festival lineups for Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Bottle Rock. Again, let me know in the comments if you're attending any of those festivals. I want to know. And that's going to wrap up today's episode. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the very first entertainment episode of the year 2020. If you like today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave nice comments, give us a 5-star rating, all of that good stuff. And I wish you guys a very happy and healthy week.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.